Yesterday, OpenAI released a update on their SDK and also in their console where they allow for MCP clients to be integrated in the SDK, obviously connecting to MCP servers on the outside. So MCP is short for Model Context Protocol, and this is really a big step up, allowing you to integrate to MCP servers to retrieve information. Some of those MCP servers will be private to use, some of them will be publicly available. And in this article, I'll share the links on Substack and on Medium. I just demystify what the MCP integration is and how the MCP server is called from the language model. Also, in this article, I look at orchestration because obviously within your SDK, you will have multiple MCP clients you call, and how would you go about in orchestrating those. I give a practical code example of where you have multiple MCP clients within your Python code. I also look at function calling, right? So function calling was really something I liked, and it was really a step up. But compared to function calling, incorporating an MCP client is really a quantum leap. And I briefly look at function calling and how function calling only prepared your data for an API call. And contrary to popular belief, functions never actually called an API or an outside server. It only prepared your data for that. Then here's a practical example. So within the OpenAI console, within prompts, you can go to tools. So I added the DeepWiki MCP client here, and when I do a query that suits that client, then here you can see the SDK or the agent returns data from the MCP server. And the short video that just shows how currently there's like a MCP server store or a MCP server marketplace, and if you open it up, you'll see there are Zapier, Shopify, DeepWiki, quite a few others. And in this example, I connect to the DeepWiki MCP server, and you can see the different functions that's available, or sub-functions within that integration. You can also see within those tools, there's function calling from OpenAI and a number of other tools. So obviously you'll make use of what you need for any particular implementation. Then I end off with some practical examples and then a piece of code, as I always do, which you can copy and paste into any notebook and run it. And this is the DeepWiki implementation. So you only need to add your API key up there. And here's the actual JSON response back from DeepWiki. I asked the question, what's the difference between LangChain and LangGraph? And this is the actual explanation that came back from the DeepWiki MCP server. So obviously then you can take use your language model and to format, summarize, rework this text in any format you would like it. And in closing, I do a breakdown in terms of what are functions, what are MCP client installations, and how orchestration might work. Thanks so much.